El día de hoy estoy con Eva y vamos a hablar sobre la economía y el trabajo. Les voy a hacer 10 preguntas y Eva nos va a ayudar respondiendo. Okay, so I'm start with the first question is how have digital platforms transformed traditional forms of work?
Well, I think digital platforms like Zoom or Google Meet have transformed traditional forms of work because it has allowed a lot of workers the option to work remotely and work from home. And I think we saw like a big increase in these remote jobs and digital platforms being used in the labor industry during the pandemic.
Yeah, that is a good question. The second one is what are the main advantages that these new types of employment offer to workers?
I think the main advantages of these digital platforms is that it allows for an increased flexibility of working hours for people. And I think this increased flexibility enables people, particularly parents, to spend more time with raising their kids or spending more time with their family and doing things um, around the house, doing things they want to accomplish in life more on their own terms and more on their own timeline.
Yes, I'm agree with the answer with Eva because when you spend time with your family, the family like more comfortable and more happy and something like that, and you can do like more activities with your family.
Yeah.
The third one is what risk of disadvantages come with working through digital platforms?
I think a risk that always comes with working through digital platforms is just the possibility of miscommunication. I think the best communication we can have is direct, face to face, in person communication. But sometimes I think when we use digital platforms, sometimes our message will get confused. And then I think another disadvantage that comes with working through digital platforms is that because you're working remotely from home, you're not really interacting with your coworkers as much. So you're missing some of these like social interactions and connections that you normally would have if you were like in a traditional workspace.
Yes, that's true. Okay, the fourth one. How does labor flexibility impact workers' quality of life?
Well, like we just discussed, I think that labor flexibility definitely like contributes to and increases a worker's quality of life because it enables them to spend more time with their family and like going about their life more on their terms.
Yep. Uh, Five question. Do you think platform workers should have the same labor reach as traditional employers? Why or why not?
Yes, I do think platform workers should have the same labor rights as traditional employees because workers are workers. It doesn't matter if you're working from home on a computer or if you're working in person in the office on a computer. Um, Everybody deserves the same rights, regardless of what their job or situation looks like. So, yes.
Yes, that's true. Workers is workers.
Yes.
Okay, sixth one. How do you these platforms affect jobs stability and social security system?
Well, I think particularly within the context of the pandemic, platforms such as like Zoom and Google Meet, I think helped contributed to job stability because it allowed companies to stay open and keep going because, like these platforms allowed for the workers to work from home and to continue getting paid. I'm not sure about how these platforms affected social security systems, but yes, I do think it helped increase job stability during the pandemic.
Yep. The pandemic is a lot problems in this moment.
Yes.
The seventh one. What kind of regulations should governments implement to project digital workers?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure what regulations are already in place to protect digital workers, but I think just in the very general sense, the government should ensure that, like we discussed earlier, that these digital workers have the same rights and opportunities um, as traditional workers who are working in person in the office.
Yeah. Does the digital economy create new opportunities or increase job precariousness? How?
Precariousness?
That
Yes.
one.
Well, after learning about what a gig economy is from you today, I think it has the potential to do both, to create new opportunities, especially because of these digital platforms. But yes, at the same time, I think, yeah, it has the potential to increase job precariousness.
Yeah. The ninth question is, what new skill do workers need to adapt to digital platform?
Yeah, I think workers who are working from home on these digital platforms need to have a really good understanding of how these digital platforms work and a good understanding of technology. And then also, since they're not, in the office and they're not around like their coworkers physically, that they have to have a lot of like discipline and keep themselves like accountable and have good time management because they're working from home away from their their boss and their coworkers.
Yeah, I have one extra question. So, do you think the workers is the same like work in house and work in one job? Do you think like is the same?
Like the work they do at home, is it the same as the work they would have done in the office?
Yes.
Um, well, I'm trying to think of like what my parents did during the pandemic, and I think that it was pretty much like the same work, like sending emails and I don't know entirely what they did, but sending emails, having Zoom meetings in place of like regular in-person meetings. But I think like some aspects of the job, um, you can't do from home, and so that those aspects were postponed.
Yeah. And the last one is, how will the labor market change in the coming years due to the growth of digital platform?
Well, I think just in general, we'll see like an increase in digital jobs and part-time jobs and like our flexible jobs in the labor market in the future. That is my guess, but I'm not sure.
Yes. So thank you so much, Eva, for the podcast.
Yes,
El
of
día,
course.
yeah, hablamos sobre la economía y el trabajo. And yes, thank you so much, Eva.